Alright guys, well in this video I'm going to be going over the #1 reason why any business is going to have inconsistent sales. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. As always, I'm going to be giving you videos all about real estate investing, business, and entrepreneurship. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about your main reason why you might be having inconsistent sales. Now, the main reason for this, the #1 reason, is inconsistent lead generation, inconsistent marketing. Regardless of the vertical that you're in, you need to make sure you have consistent marketing. Consistent marketing will bring in consistent leads. Now, let me clearly say, not all leads are created equal. Not all leads are perfect leads to either buy from you or sell to you, depending upon what vertical you're in. But what you do need to bring in is a consistent lead flow. Here's how this works if I break it down for you in your business. If you take off, let's just say 1 week of marketing to bring in leads to actually sell, you're not gonna really experience that lack of leads for another 60 to 90 days. It's a lagging indicator when you stop your marketing or slow down your marketing. I've had many calls and many experiences with entrepreneurs, mostly in the real estate sector, who will either stop marketing because they're overwhelmed or simply can't handle the lead flow or any other reason. And the reality is that stopping of marketing won't hurt them immediately, as most businesses usually do that because they're actually overwhelmed with the amount of leads they're in. But instead, that's gonna hurt them 60 days or 90 days down the road. And that's when they're gonna feel the impact of stopping the marketing. What I encourage most businesses and entrepreneurs to do is, instead of stopping your marketing, I would consider simply decreasing your marketing output. That helps you catch up with efficiency in the sales team, and that'll help you convert more deals. Following that is, if your sales team is getting too many leads, they're not really working those leads in an efficient way. And so while this comes, this is 1A of the most important part is consistent marketing. Consistent marketing can also lead to too many leads coming in and then those leads not being worked efficiently, and that creates a sporadic sales schedule, right? So the key here is, 1, make sure you are consistent in your marketing. 2, make sure the leads are worked efficiently. Now, efficiently can mean many different things, but what I will tell you is you want to make sure follow-up is a good component of that. Too often, salespeople focus on the low-hanging fruit, the easy kills, let's call them, and then they chalk it up on the whiteboard and they move on to the next low-hanging fruit. That's not the best way to run a sales business, and it won't create consistency, because very few and far between will you find that low-hanging fruit that is a very easy close that creates big profit margins. A better way to treat your sales team is to create a consistency of leads, not overwhelming them, but keeping enough leads on their plate to work, but also forcing them to follow up with the leads that they currently have. So you can't give someone an overwhelming amount, depends on what you consider overwhelming, for them to be working real time, because then they'll never efficiently work on the follow-up of the others. So there is a fine line and a balance that you have to maintain as the business owner and potential marketer, is you create enough leads for them to be working and to be able to, have the low-hanging fruit, but not enough leads so that they are overwhelmed and inundated and aren't able to focus on the follow-up. If you're liking this and you like all of the other videos, make sure you're hitting the like button and smashing that subscribe button for me. I really appreciate it. As always, any questions are encouraged below, and any links or resources will be below as well. If you are in the real estate investing space, go to the scienceofflipping.com website, as I have plenty of free materials for you real estate investors. Now, what this will mean for your consistency in sales is you will be able to track and watch your KPIs with as many leads as you feel important to have for each salesperson if you have multiple salespeople, and you can hold them accountable to the KPI expectation. So for example, if you give someone 20 leads and you require them and the expectation is to close 1 out of every 10, then on a consistent basis, they should be having 2 sales for every 20 leads that comes in. How this helps is because anything that gets managed gets results. So another, in part 2, I guess I'm going past my number 1 reason. Part 2 of this is you need to manage to the proper expectations. If you are giving them the leads and they are not performing well, you need to potentially replace them, or make sure you're managing them and giving them the correct training. Because the reality is, if you manage their expectations, they will simply perform better because they know what they're trying to achieve. If you just hand them a bunch of leads because you're consistent and you're a marketing machine, and they don't know what they're trying to achieve or what the good results are or what's good or what's bad, they likely are just gonna get flustered. They're gonna do what they know best, call the people, try to sell them whatever's to be sold, and if it gets sold, great. If not, move on to the next, right? You need to make sure that they understand the proper KPIs, the proper expectations, as that will help them perform more efficiently and actually get you more sales. Now, I know I was gonna tell you the number 1 reason for a lack of sales consistency, which I did, but as I started walking through this video, I started thinking, well, partly it also has to do with, like I just mentioned, the expectations and the follow-up. And you can't really leave those parts out when you're talking about sales, because, and quite honestly, no matter the vertical, sales is the lifeblood of the business. It's what pays the bills, right? Is the sales. So you need to make sure you have consistent marketing, you have incredibly good follow-up, and they're held to a proper expectation. If you give them 100 leads and they close 2 deals, then that's likely not good enough. You need to make sure they know that you're supposed to close 1 out of every 20 or 2 out of every 20 or whatever the case may be, and that is the right expectation, and they need to work those leads as such. So as I said, hopefully this finds you well. You need to make sure to remain consistent in your marketing, consistently driving leads. Never stop. If anything, tailor down a little bit of your spend or your lead generation so your sales team can catch up and work them efficiently. I promise you one thing, in all my years in business, if you actually just focus on making them efficient with the leads they have, they will find a way to convert more. Again, hopefully it finds you well. See you guys on the next video. Peace.